I was going to talk about this news anyway. I was actually just gearing up to kind of do a teardown of this ridiculous narrative that's been circulating along all of these anti-SJW outlets. Communities like Niche Gamer, Kotaku in Action, and these clowns, right? ClownfishTV, literal clowns in the ocean. I was going to make a video about this anyway, but upon seeing that this video existed, seeing people seriously pushing this narrative as an anti-SJW thing, we need to talk about this now, because this is appalling what these people are trying to do. This is everything wrong with anti-SJW culture in like a single event, right? This is a really good example as to why nobody takes these people seriously, and why I am increasingly becoming frustrated with this concept of being an anti-SJW, because it has nothing to do with like politics or like the quality of the product or like artistry or like branding or like anything to do with like the actual quality of the product. These people are legit looking for reasons to complain. They are just as bad, if not worse, than the absolute worst of like the SJWs. Like, I do not care what Twitter has to say about like any specific topic, okay? I don't care what people are saying on X or Reddit or YouTube or 4chan. But like, when I see stuff like this, like, it just really, this is what gets me agitated, is that people perpetually trying to pretend as if Nintendo has gone woke, right? They've been doing this for years, right? With like Fire Emblem Fates and like Tokyo Mirage Sessions, right? Lead up to the Mario movie, right? What was the big complaint with that? Like, oh no, Peach is nothing like she is in the games, even though she's been playable since Super Mario Bros. 2. Like, there's nothing weird. There was nothing weird about Peach's portrayal in the movie to actual fans, but to these casuals, right? To these plebs, like, oh, this is an affront to the franchise. You're not a fan, okay? You don't care about Super Mario Bros. You don't care about Nintendo. You don't care about Peach. You're just looking for a reason to complain. And I've been emphasizing this a lot. I have been talking about this like on stream quite a lot. But we gotta see this. We have to like just break down what the narrative is right now, because it is downright appalling, right? To see these people try to push this narrative. All right, let's see here. Are my settings good? All right.
Hey guys.
Okay. First things first, okay? We don't even have to watch the video, okay? We don't need to listen to Neon and his, like, basic bitch, Geeky Sparkles talk about the article, because if you know, Niche Gamer is not a reliable source of information for this kind of topic. They are the one angry gamer of current year, okay? They are looking for things to complain about, especially about Nintendo products, right? We've seen this over and over again. There are endless examples of this. You know, I've covered this several times on the channel, but they are obsessed with trying to present Nintendo as if they're extremely pro-censorship and that they're like catering to like woke culture, which isn't actually true at all. But
welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And Japanese gamers are laughing their butts off at Princess Peach's US makeover. They think that she looks too angry, she looks too smug, she looks too Western.
You're talking about 2chan, okay? You're talking about Japanese message boards, you know? You're talking about their equivalent of 4chan, the most vitriolic gamer culture on the planet, okay? It's not that big of a deal, okay? This is not a general representation of how, like, the Japanese view these products. You know, I remember when they showed off Ike for the first time in Super Smash Bros. 4, and there were articles, like, talking about how, like, they thought he was a gorilla or something. When in reality, the design was based off of, like, the look from Radiant Dawn when the character had aged significantly. So, like, these guys aren't some, like, bastion of Japanese culture and like sophistication. Like they are as unreliable as American anonymous users, right? American anons, right? They are complete plebs and like honestly probably a big part of the problem, okay? Like these guys don't know what they're talking about. You need to stop putting the Japanese on a pedestal.
Is this the character in general or the package art?
The package art.
Well, yeah, I saw they changed it, and I was even like, why? The original was better, in my opinion.
Apparently to make the character look more similar to like the movie representation, which the movie was not woke, right? Let's be clear about that right now. I know people are still trying to push this narrative. I know they've been trying to. I've seen them do this, right? But the movie is not woke, right? The movie made $1.5 billion. It makes sense if you're going to sell a game based on Princess Peach, you would model the box art after the character from the movie. And let's be real, she doesn't look all that different. Like, what exactly is different about the characters? Like, other than the fact that the movie version is more animated, right? Like, what exactly is so different? Right? They never seem to explain this, right? You're talking about like one of the most Princess Peach. Okay, if you're a Peach fan, if you've been playing a lot of Super Mario Bros. Games, like if you've been playing spin-offs, you know her personality changes slightly depending on the games, right? You know, you have like the Paper Mario portrayal where she's a bit more hot-headed and spunky and more willing to like do things on her own, right? And then you have like the mainline games where she's like the stereotypical damsel in distress. And then you have adaptions like Super Mario Adventures and the movie where she's much more of an action girl and much more involved in the plot, right? Because it's a much more plot-driven storyline, right? Like much like Mario himself, like Princess Peach will change her personality and her look depending on what the creators want her to do, right? It's not woke culture to evolve a character and to like do different creative things with her, right? And I think the box art was primarily changed to more closely resemble the highly successful movie in order to pull in more fans of the movie. Because I do think, like, the big reason this game was greenlit and the reason it was put into production was because of how popular Peach turned out being for the movie. And then that's something these people don't really talk about, is that, like, Peach's portrayal in the movie among general audiences, not like these kind of parasitical YouTubers, like counterculture YouTubers, was very positively received, especially among little girls, right? Like Peach does a great job of like Peach is not a woke character because she is very respectful of Mario, right? She's very good at like being self-sacrificing and still being feminine, right? Like she's not a character that's designed to overshadow the protagonists, right? Like I know people like to pretend she is, but that's not true at all. So anyway,
opinion.
Yeah, but this is an ongoing pattern. I think it's very funny that the Japanese are making comments and they're like, why is she smirking? Why is she smug? Why does she look like she's ready for action? Not that kind of.
I'm sure, yeah, because it's not like she's the playable character in this game or anything. Like, come on.
Action,
but they both look they're ready for action. It's just that one, she looks swarmy.
Yes, because
Yeah.
that is Western animation.
Like the only real difference between these designs is like the facial expressions, really. Like it's not that big of a deal.
In a nutshell, smarminess. If you have a strong woman, she's got to look smarmy. So we'll talk about that because she's not the only female character to be, under the gun lately. Of course, we have, MJ,
She doesn't look great. I'm sorry.
She doesn't look great.
She looks nothing like the actress.
No, and she doesn't even look like MJ from the first game. I mean, they keep saying it's the same face model. It's like, yeah, if you added about 30 pounds in 30 years, maybe.
I don't understand, but okay.
So let's talk about this. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. Guys, get a woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Go out to shopclownfish.com. Check out the pre-order for Shadowbinders Volume 3. This is our graphic novel series. This is actually the first new book in...
So that's why they're doing this, to sell their own terrible books. No, I can't imagine. Imagine the audacity. Man. Comicsgate people.
Oh, God. 10 years?
Mm-hmm.
It's 10 years. First new material, and it's going to be coming out next summer. You can pre-order now. Let's go out to Niche Gamer.
Mm-hmm.
Japanese fans are criticizing Peach's new look in Princess Peach Showtime. Showtime, Peach. So this is the Japanese box art.
Yeah, that was the original box art, and I thought it was really cute.
Yeah, she's very cute, right? But then we go.
Look at this! Like, look how little. Okay, look how little of a difference there is. Like, it's not even like a smarmy expression like they said it was, right? Like, all they did was change the face model to more closely resemble the movie, right? Like, you're seeing things that aren't there, okay? Like, look at this. It still prominently features, like, Patisserie Peach, right? Which I think kind of runs contrary to the whole claim that the character is woke, right? That, like, they would feature prominently a woman baking on the Boxart, right? Like, what... Other than, like, maybe the Kung Fu Peach looking more aggressive, which I think actually makes more sense. Like, what exactly here is so off-putting to these people? Like, basically nothing, okay? Like, these people are looking for a reason to complain, okay? They are trying to find something they can complain about, just so they can make a video, just so they can fund their terrible Kickstarter campaigns, support Comicsgate. Like, why would I listen to these clowns in the ocean? Okay, like, why would I care?
Box art, and I thought it was really cute.
Yeah, she's very cute, right? But then we go down here, and yeah, she's got the whole angry eyebrows.
They did it on the one on the right too. Look at they changed her there.
What? Smirk? Like, it's the same expression. Like, her mouth just isn't open as wide. Like, what's the big deal? Like, I don't understand. The more I look at this, like, what are you complaining about?
There too.
Yeah, we gotta make her look like she's ready for action.
I heard about this, and I thought this was the stupidest thing ever because I thought there's absolutely nothing wrong with her in the first box. I thought it was cute. I thought it looked good. I don't understand why they changed it at all. Actually, I think the first one seems more like Princess Peach to me than the second one. I see what they're saying. They made her look like bitchy in the second one.
They made her look like she does in the movie.
Once you see what's in these two heavy-duty totes, you'll feel safer when the next disaster rolls around.
Basically,
I'm really gonna have to invest in YouTube Premium or some shit. Like, I am so sick of that. I hate ads.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of understand what they're saying here. I mean, there's not much of a difference. Most people aren't going to really pay attention to it. But the first box is cuter.
Yeah, it is cuter. And this is kind of what
I want to play this game, by the way.
We'll have to get you this one.
I'm very excited about this game. I want to play it.
This is one of the downsides, I guess, to the Mario movie doing so well is I feel like they are going to try to bring all the Mario IP in line, under the movie.
Yeah, the new Mario mandate. Ooh, we gotta make things more like the Mario movie. Mario Wonder came out yesterday, and it was nothing like the Mario movie. Princess Peach Showtime looks nothing like the Mario movie. You are delusional if you think Nintendo's going to overhaul their entire brand to follow in suit with the Mario movie, right? Like, it isn't going to happen. Like, I don't understand. Like, again, their complaints about, like, Princess Peach being a girl boss in the movie didn't take off. So now they're trying to do this thing where, it hasn't happened yet, but it will. When? When is it gonna happen? Like, she was already in Mario Bros. Wonder. Daisy was in Mario Bros. Wonder. There was nothing woke about that game. I just finished it.
But they can't do that though, because they don't. I mean, they can do. The problem with that is there's so much of it already existing. People love to change it to match the movie isn't going to work.
No, but apparently they think this is what Western gamers want. They
but
want
I mean, most people aren't going to notice the difference unless you see the comparison side by side. Personally, the first one is my preference. I'm not going to get that one, obviously.
Yeah. You wouldn't notice this if you weren't like specifically looking for it, right? Yeah. She has a point here.
Because they had to make her bitchy for Western audience.
Is it like Neon that's pushing this shit, and then she's just going along with it? Like, it almost seems that way, like, honestly.
Because strong female character either means man with tits or bitch. So there you go.
Or bitch tits.
Yeah.
Bitch tits. Here we go. These are translated from this page right here. Japanese comments. I'm going to trust their translation because I don't.
Yeah, we don't speak Japanese.
So, this is what they're saying. The Japanese are saying. Disney flavor. The Kung Fu one is better after the change, but the center one's shading is too strong. The character design.
Yeah, like, this is the thing. If you'll actually read these comments, right? They're not even that negative. They're just like basic bitch observations, right? Like, it's not like the big, like, ooh, the Japanese audience are rebelling against Nintendo that like niche gamer and like that crowd are trying to push. No, it's just people commenting on the design change. Okay? Like, it's no big controversy. It's not a big deal. Like, what is the issue here? Like, really?
Looks like it was made by Shitty again. Oh, Gaijin. Whoops. It was made by...
You can't even read the translation.
I can't even read English.
It changed from a psychopath's face to a villain's face.
Pixar, perhaps.
Yes, political correctness.
Political correctness. If political correctness arrives, you'll be turned into a strong woman.
Right?
Smug-faced Kung Fu Peach, I really love.
Yeah, I mean, on the Kung Fu end, it does make sense. Because she's like, I'm determined, I'm fighting. But the other one doesn't make any sense.
It's sort of become old womanish. Beautiful. Looks like a cockroach's face.
Okay, don't see that, but okay.
Blonde hair, thin eyebrows, goth Lolita fashion. She'd be a painfully ugly woman if she existed. She looks like fake Peach. The texture of the mouth is disgusting.
Wait, that's a little bit strong.
That's you go on a date with somebody and you're like, do you want a second date? No, the texture of your mouth is disgusting.
Strong little guys seem to be an object of admiration, but in actuality they are hated.
It's a burden that it won't sell overseas unless the art gives off an impression of strength. It seems like we don't have the flexibility of separating it from Asia like in the past. What?
I don't know. I think much is lost in translation. The aim is to display her as a strong woman and appeal to political correctness, right? Thank you, politically correct Nintendo.
Politically correct Peach. That's who this is. Politically correct Peach. Princess Peach probably has a philanthropic position, right? There is no demand for something like a sinister Princess Peach.
Actually, a sinister Princess Peach could be fun.
Oh, here we go. Peach has entered the Aloy Highway by way of political correctness. So, for those of you who don't know, she was another character that was made significantly more...
Bitchy,
comely, I guess. Is comely, that's attractive, isn't it?
I don't know.
Fuck,
I don't use that word normally.
It sounds like homely. Comely. It should be like one's good and one's bad. Anyway, she was less attractive. She's beaten with the fucking ugly stick in the second game.
How is the Peach situation any way comparable to Horizon Zero Dawn? One of the most hated female protagonists in recent memory. Like, that is just... That's not even exaggeration. That's like beyond that. Like, it's not even a reasonable comparison. You were comparing a Boxart change to like one of the worst gaming IPs in recent memory.
Just like MJ. Just like poor old MJ. And literally, poor old
She looks terrible.
MJ.
And then you see the girl who plays her, and it's like, what? There's like, they don't even look the same. I don't understand. But Peach, I mean, okay, I think it's getting a little blown out of proportion, given that it's just like her face has changed on the box, and that's what they're talking about, not in the game itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
No.
Well, at least they didn't make Peach black, is what they're saying. At least they didn't make Peach black.
And I hope it's not like that in the game, but it sounds like to me it's just the cover of the game.
So, and it's not a big deal. Why are you making a video about it? Why are you trying to create some kind of controversy? Like, why are you covering this at all? You know, like,
Game. But I like the other cover better. I like the original cover. I knew about the change, and I always liked the original. I didn't understand why they changed it. I mean, I guess I can see it with the Kung Fu version, but the other one, it really makes no sense. But she does look more like the movie. She's way cuter in the other one.
Yeah, I think they're trying for that brand synergy, and that's kind of what, like I said, what the double-edged sword of an American Mario movie doing as well as it did is that they're probably going to take more from the movies in the games. And yeah, it's kind of weird because right after the movie comes out, they announce that they're replacing the voice of Mario, and you know, it just seems like there are a lot of things that are kind of changing. I think once the theme park opens up in Orlando too, it's going to be a whole nother thing.
I like her so much better in the first one. I keep looking back and forth, and I just like her so much better in the first one. I mean, the Kung Fu change I get, but the main focal point is her, the big one in the middle. And I don't, no matter how many times I look at it, she looks so much better in the first one than the second one.
Yeah,
she looks like Peach, and the other one she doesn't. And I see where I definitely see where they made it look like the movie version.
Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to, you know, I'm wondering here, like, did they go to the art department and just be like, okay, so here's a problem. If she looks too pretty and she looks too happy, nobody's going to buy the game. So fix it.
I think people buy the game more because she looks happy, but they're thinking because she looks like the movie, they'll buy it more.
They're going to buy it because it's Peach.
Honestly, I mean, if you hadn't changed it, no one would have noticed or cared.
No.
Like, nobody would have thought secondly about it at all. No one would have given it a second thought. I can't speak today. Sorry. No one would have given it a second thought at all. They would have been like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like there was no reason to change it.
None whatsoever.
But it's not going to make or break the game either.
It's like, oh, she's looking at me with intense eyes. She's definitely action Peach.
I just think it's silly. But anyway.
They've been doing this for a while, though. I mean, Kirby, like, yeah, Kirby is...
Again, he's much cuter in the first one.
Like, this is cute, and that's like, yeah, Kirby's going to kick your ass. Apparently, they've been doing this for a while. A lot of the Western game art boxes are like...
That's
it's
interesting.
It's not just Nintendo. I mean, everybody does this, and they're usually really, really bad. I mean, very seldom, especially back in the 8 and 16-bit eras, did we get the original Japanese box art. We always had the Western version, which looked way, way different, almost always, from the Japanese version.
Folks, something big is about to happen to this nation. This has nothing to do with wearing silly masks.
It's probably a cultural shift or something too. Like over there, they like cute. Over here, cute's like a weakness, and you need to kick ass.
Yeah, I think that was it. I
personally can think cute can kick ass. I mean, I do it every day. No,
cute
I'm kidding.
can kick ass. Yeah,
I'm just kidding.
It can, but you know, I mean, some of Western box art was like God, like the infamous Mega Man, the original Mega Man art, where he didn't look anything like Mega Man.
I don't remember that. Oh dear Jesus.
Yeah.
It doesn't not like Mega Man. It looks like a third grader drew it.
It's AI art.
I mean, and I can make that comment because I am an art teacher, and I'm seriously, that's like, you know, level of like a little kid.
Yeah.
The legs aren't right. I don't. What did it look like in Japan? Okay, I don't understand. Why would you not put that out and you put the thing out look like a third grader drew it?
Because it's too cute. You know, it's too cute. Now, it was really weird because, you know, back in the 80s and 90s, they were bringing all these Japanese anime to the West and they were butchering them, but they were bringing them over. So I think people would have understood.
I don't think that would have turned people off.
No.
I don't know. I mean, no more than the art on the American release would. I mean, literally.
This conversation is entirely pointless anyway because the Princess Peach box art is the same in all regions. They didn't even do their research for this. Okay, let's just okay, skip through Mega Man. Okay, let's skip through the Mega Man segment.
It's apples to apples. It's very slightly different. Like one's a green apple and one's a red apple, okay? So it's pretty much the same. It's not like what you said with like comparative to Mega Man.
Yeah.
You know, I'm like, or this. Yeah, that's
yeah,
a much bigger reason to be mad about it. I don't think it's something to be like salty about and boycott the game over.
Yeah, okay. I kind of regret calling her a basic bitch because, yeah, she's totally owning Neon right now. You just know Neon was the one pushing for this shit. Like, oh man, they ruined Princess Peach, but no, that didn't happen. You know, nobody thinks that, not really, but there are people trying to convince you it's true, right? It's absurd.
I think it's so weird though when they make these changes, they keep gaslighting the fans, like, oh, it's the same model. Oh, it's
Gaslighting? How?
just the lighting. It's because the PS5 is a more
They're talking about Spider-Man. Okay, I'm sorry.
powerful system.
No,
now you
it's
can
because
see all the wrinkles.
you hired somebody who feels insecure about their looks and they want to put an ugly woman on it so they feel better about themselves. All women should be fat and ugly so that the fat and ugly women feel better about themselves. Even though it's a fat, ugly woman, it doesn't make me feel any better. I don't care either way.
You're not fat and ugly. I love you.
That's really convincing. You're not fat and ugly. I love you. Sorry.
He's a
You know what I'm
simp.
saying though.
Simp. Simp alert.
There's a lot of people that don't like their looks and they think
Yeah.
everybody else should look frumpy because April O'Neil in the new Turtles movie, for example. You have to look like that because we have to create some
Nielsen's April because she's black. Don't curl like that. April, was that appreciate that?
they're doing it to try and
Anyway, so there we go, guys. Princess Peach, bitch face.
I don't think I really think it's a non-issue. I mean, I like the original better. I see why they're doing it to trying to streamline it in the U.S. with the movie. It's not a make or break deal. Like I said, it's apples to apples. This one's a green apple, one's a red apple.
If this were the early '90s, though, they would have had like somebody dressed up in a costume that looked like Peach or something, photographed.
Probably.
I
I think it's a stupid change, personally.
It's a stupid, unnecessary change.
It's not like a deal breaker by any means, but it's just. I see why they did it. I just think it's lame, but whatever.
All right, are we gonna wrap this up?
Yes.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news.
Please subscribe. Please pay attention to me. Please care. We didn't make any valid points at all. In fact, we kind of went against our own argument. Like, I got owned by my own GF/wife during the video in spite of doing my best to steer her in the right direction, in the anti-SJW direction. Like, just please ignore all of that, right? Please subscribe so we can get more, like, spicy mild takes, right? Like, like, unbelievable. That was embarrassing, right? Like, I was expecting to be offended by it, but it's not the video that I'm offended by, okay? Like it was kind of a mid video. Geeky Sparkles came out in a good big way, kind of emphasizing all the problems with like the allegation. Like Geeky Sparkles by herself, like, just destroyed the narrative, probably without even needing to, right? But like, yeah, like, there are people like Neon, like Niche Gamer, like Kotaku in Action, like there are a lot of people trying to make a big deal out of this, right? And like the actual target audience, people like Geeky Sparkles, like, clearly don't care, like, at all. Like, this kind of goes into what I was saying, like, earlier in the video, that like it feels as if anti-SJW culture is becoming worse than SJW culture, which is losing a lot of influence. People are making fun of it. It's becoming mainstream to hate, like, woke stuff now, right? But like now, because of that, people like this, who made their living or what, like, who got some attention online for covering anti-woke stuff at, like, once it started becoming commonplace to do so, right? People who built an audience after this stuff have to, like, fish more and more for, like, outrage clicks, right? To try and find more and more things to be upset about, instead of acknowledging the reality of the situation, in that like, things are getting better, right? Like, I don't feel threatened by woke stuff in 2023. Not that I ever did, really, but like, I do feel like it's losing a lot of steam for a lot of different reasons, right? But you'll never see these people talk about it, right? You'll see people like try to convince you that like, oh, the ESG system, BlackRock, they're all powerful. They'll just print all the money they need to like pay for woke stuff across every single piece of media in existence, and then everything will be woke, and everyone will be woke, and everything will be ruined forever. Like, we're doomed, dude. Like that's not gonna happen. Like, it's just complete crap. The black pilled stuff is just, it's not even old, right? That would assume that, like, we took the black pill to begin with. Nobody took the black pill, okay? Nobody thinks we're ever going to be in a position where we have absolutely nothing to watch, read, or play, right? That is straight up impossible, okay? It's not going to happen. But yeah, I'm much more angry about like the controversy than like the video itself, right? The fact that like politically correct Peach, like really, this is how we're going to spin like a Boxart change, right? Trying to pretend it's politically motivated when it clearly isn't. Okay, like it's embarrassing. All right, let's check the comments here. Imagine if Japan gave Barbie a non-woke makeover just to spite Americans. Isn't that basically what they're doing at Princess Peach Showtime? I've seen people compare her to Barbie. Glad to see Japanese audiences resist, even if corporations don't. What has Nintendo done? Like, Japan isn't the only one who detests this type of nonsense. What did they do? At least the Japanese audiences are sticking to their beliefs and aren't afraid to tell these corporations they don't want any of this PC crap. They're not telling this to corporations, though. Like, this game is still going to do well. It's still going to be extremely popular. Like, what are these people going to do when, like, Princess Peach Showtime does reasonably well for itself? Right? Like, I think it is safe to say that it is going to be a hit. Like, I don't know if it's going to do as well as, like, Luigi's Mansion 3. Like, I could see it selling, like, 5-7 million units, right? Like, a moderate success for Nintendo, right? Like, I could see it being like relatively popular. I'm very curious how well it does. I don't think there's. I think we all hate PC speech. I hate it too. The Super Mario film probably had some influence here. Personally, I like the old Mark better. Daisy is the princess of the Super Mario universe, who was a bit tomboyish and aggressive. If Peach, who used to be the graceful ladylike of the two, is slowly being pushed into this role, there's really no reason why Daisy should still exist, unless she is slowly transformed in the role of the sweet, graceful lady. In other words, you invert the princess's personalities. If you look at the movies, like, they kind of already did that. Because, like, Princess Daisy was the protagonist in the original live-action Super Mario Bros. Movie. Not that you'll ever see people acknowledge that, but okay. And she was kind of playing the Peach role, right? Which kind of goes into what I was saying about, like, how the personalities of the characters, like, shift a little bit over time. Like, it's not politically motivated. Like, it's a perfectly natural process, part of the creative process, right? The fact that they changed it all says a lot. I miss the days when localization gave us a lot of funny jokes. Hmm. Yeah, like, there's nothing to be angry about here. Like, all anybody does is like call it woke without like really kind of explaining why it doesn't work. Like, the only thing they can like do is say it's different, right? Like, that's all they've been doing, right? But they even brought this up in the video. Like, what about old 80s and 90s box art covers? What about like the tendency to change box art from different regions, right? Like, there's nothing weird or unusual about this, right? Like, there's nothing, it isn't that big of a deal at all, right? Like, the more I see this, the more I see like how people are only getting angry because it's Princess Peach and Nintendo, and it's like it associated with the Mario movie. Like, the more I realize, like, you cannot take these people seriously, right? These people would complain about anything. They will call anything woke. They will go after anyone. They will do anything to promote their terrible brands, their Kickstarter campaigns, their Patreons, their YouTube channels, anything to generate those outrage clicks, anything to keep themselves relevant, anything to keep themselves popular, right? They will do absolutely anything to convince you that the things you love are on the verge of becoming terrible, right? They will do anything to make you believe that only they can be relied on, only they can be trusted, only they are telling you how it really is, right? These people are disgusting.